everyone. This is Caroline, and this week I'm inviting in first the Fey Elders and then our Star Nations families to speak to us about what's going on in the world now, specifically the armed conflict we see in different parts of the world. This is understandably troubling for many people. So I'd like both the wise insights of these beautiful beings and also to request that they gift us with higher energies so that we can process this and related issues and also assist energetically those who are suffering now. I have moments where I wonder if sending the energies of peace and healing and higher love is really helpful to them now. It almost seems like a denial of what they're going through. So welcome, friends, and I'll let them speak through me now. So you'll first hear the Fey Elders. One moment. Welcome, dear ones. We are pleased to have this beautiful moment with you today, and our answer would be yes. Send these dear ones the energies of peace, though that might feel odd to you at this time. Much of this is due to the images relayed by internet and television, as the news media brings so much into your lives in a very immediate sense. It spreads the energies of destruction worldwide, even though destruction is not happening worldwide. And you then feel as if these horrible situations were occurring in your own backyard, your own neighborhood. The actual peacefulness of your own environment can almost feel to be an anomaly, as your and others' empathic experience of what is suffered in a war zone is so deeply embedded into your energies that other realities feel almost to be a denial of the suffering of others. And yet they are not. As you live in an atmosphere of relative peace and calm, you are able to extend the energies of love and support to all those who suffer now. Though their earth selves are caught in a dark moment, you are able to call upon their higher selves to offer them inner sustenance, even as they grieve the loss of children, homes, communities, families. All is not as it appears, for due to the ascending nature of the planet now, the conflict of the Middle East or Eastern Europe and elsewhere is not happening along the same lines as conflicts of the past. What is being overcome now in your and many other countries is the sense that one must choose a political side and then launch arguments for this side and against the other, as if political rights and grievances were the real issue at hand. It is not. The real issue at hand, dear ones, is that humanity is reclaiming its sovereignty in ways it has never done since the fall to the third dimension. You can see and feel how the old falsely drawn lines and boundaries between populations are becoming increasingly irrelevant. Those old lies are the true insult. So I'm going to ask at this point if the Fey Elders are referring to the mass demonstrations that have been held in Europe and the US, because I was teary-eyed with thanks as I saw hundreds and hundreds of Jewish people and those of many other faiths gathered at Grand Central Station in New York City to say "not in our name." There have been other demonstrations as well. So I'll bring the Fae back in again to reply. Yes, we refer to this and similar events, most assuredly. Yet we also refer to the great meetings amongst soul groups happening in the etheric, in which you are all gathering in spirit to create whole mass movements based on energy shifts on the planet, including release of dark energies long embedded in certain places on the planet. These outer demonstrations are powerful in and of themselves, and they stand as a testament to the decision that humanity has made lately, en masse, that never again to anyone be not only a political choice but an ascension moment. As these dear ones are under attack in the Middle East, humanity is experiencing a heart opening that requires all to awaken their sense not simply of global community, but of universal oneness. As any of you living in communities that are not at war view images of dark events, you may be experiencing survivor's guilt, which is not unusual for the empath. On your planet, there's long been a sense among many that no one should suffer or die for their beliefs, their ethnicity, orientation, and so on, yet many have suffered or died under those dark circumstances, with the full support of large parts of various populations who once supported the vilification of certain groups or individuals, declaring that this was God's will that these ones be targeted or exterminated. Now the breakthrough now, dear ones, though it occurs under dire circumstances, is that the majority of the human race is objecting to these events and the plan behind them, and this includes many of those who in other lives would have supported such. Please know that these dear ones who, before reincarnating, chose to come forth at this time to experience a war zone, even while very young, and they did so with full knowledge and comprehension of what they were choosing to be born into. Many are of soul groups that have volunteered to suffer in ways that paradoxically are uniting humanity, uniting all of you to stand up to the mechanisms of war, to stand up to totalitarian rule, which can occur even in those nations that call themselves democracies, and to stand up to violence taken against defenseless citizens. They do this not in the name of that which is political, but in the name of, yes, their own soul growth for a multitude of reasons, and in the name of assisting humanity as a whole to move up in consciousness to where mass murder is no longer tolerated under any conditions. Where once it only took a bit of flag waving and patriotic phrasing to convince people that war was the only way forward, those excuses and the accompanying forms of masked mind control now fade and weaken in the presence of all of the higher light coming onto the planet, and all of the higher vibrational levels of awareness now awakening within human experience. And so you may thank those who had the bravery to come forward at this time and to offer their own human lives as a way for millions around the world to awaken all the further. Honor their lives, their physical sacrifice, their higher design, which along with their own desire to release this form of dark intent from the earth and their own souls, has expanded their awareness of what humanity is capable of when you stand up together. So thank you, my friends. Thank you to this beautiful Fae elders, and we will ask Star Nations to assist us now as well. So I'll bring them in. Oh, greetings to all. Please know you are not alone in any of this that is occurring now. We are actively involved, even on the level of assisting those who have been assailed by the bullets and falling buildings. We are very present. Our ships have been spotted in the skies as we choose to reveal our presence. We are involved in healing, in preserving life, and also in assisting those at the forefront of establishing peace on the planet. We are working in concert with so many around Lady Gaia and other planets and star systems so as to establish the energy forms and mass awakening needed for humanity to push governments to cease all war operations. You are aware that the flattening of human spirit is at the basis of this. In addition to all forms of depopulation and the supposed building of groups that hold themselves as superior to all other races, And most assuredly, the Jewish people have, in the main, seen through this. This was, of course, the basis for the Third and the Fourth Reich. A presumed supremacy of one group over all others, though there was dark ET present strongly involved, a part of the story that your history books have not recorded, for the most part. We stand with you now to eradicate that presence, not through violence, but through the power of consciousness on a fifth-dimensional timeline. Though the transition to such appears difficult, you are nonetheless moving into the 5D construct, in which war is not permitted as a part of daily life. This rising movement is clear to the old order, which is in a fit of rage. They are overtaken with the desire to block out that which is becoming Earth reality, a place of peaceful, cooperative connection that is community in the sense that Earth is included as a living being, along with all her children, without the dark and wounded masculinity of a hierarchy and a food chain existence. And so, what would we say in terms of how to help these dear ones who suffer so? We would say hold them in the transmuting violet flame of Saint Germain and the white flame of the divine feminine. Hold them in the rose ray and the divine loving heart of Creator, of whom you are all a part. Let your so-called leaders know that no more of this madness will be tolerated, and that the time for world wars and the funding of them is well over. And live your life along the highest vibrational levels you are able to reach, dear ones, with daily meditation, time in nature, heart-based kindness to yourself and others. Do not permit the jangled, angry vibration of scenes of war to be the leading presence of your day. Do not watch or listen to the news before you have spent time in quiet, in meditation, in positive physical exercise or breathing exercises. Send love not only to those who are harmed, but also to those who harm. They are badly in need of such. The portal of light through which they may enter and return to Source is closing. They must make their decision now, whether for support of life and divine love or in opposition to such. And then they may choose out of fear to remain in the grip of dark presences. Their paths may yet lead them home to the source of all life, as they are willing to grow and to begin again. And so we bow in thanks for all that Starseed and all light bringers upon the earth are holding and planting deep into earth life and energies now, the light of 10,000 suns. And we bow to our Fae family, that they may offer their fine words once more, for they too are Starseed. Many thanks, friends. We say only that each time you listen to beautiful music and allow it to touch your heart, each time you give thanks for even the simplest of blessings, each time you laugh or walk outside and really see the grass and the trees and feel the air about you, in that moment you stand up to all opposition to life and rise above the ill intent of that tiny minority that has ruled for too long. And we would say that rather than fight their methods and their influence with shock, sadness, or anger, rise well above them. Love being the only way, you will flow through the portal to join the higher path on this planet. It awaits you, and that portal will never close for those of you who have come here to be exactly that love your earth self has awaited for so long. Wait no more. You are here to offer exactly that which you have long desired, and like the mother whose arms open wide to receive the small child racing toward her, you will not be deprived of the embrace you have all dreamt of, which is a planet at peace, and rejoining those in your galaxy who stand for peace. We give thanks for you, dear ones. We bow to your grace, your bravery, and your decision to be a part of this great moment. however dark it may appear, all is well. We send more love than your language can convey. Namaste, dear ones. We are with you, always.